We got some Sunday night Monster Jam action for you here in the arena side of things. So we've got 8 great trucks for you this evening as they will go head to head in 3 different competitions to decide the best in each. Now let's tell you, or let's actually get started. So Salt Lake City, this is the greatest show on dirt and Monster Jam. So since we can't have all 8 trucks on track at once, we got the first competitor for our first competition, and before we get rolling with that, let's meet the competitors. So in Soldier Fortune Black Ops tonight, we got Caleb Blood. Ice Cream Man, we got Roy Pridgeon. Monster Mutt, we got Chris Kohler. Avenger, we got Jim Kohler. Jim and Chris doing an arena stop before they move over to the stadium side of things for the rest of the season. We got Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco. Jamie Sullivan in Stone Crusher, driving a different truck. She normally drives Monster Mutt Dalmatian in these shows, but tonight she's driving Stone Crusher. We got Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. And we got Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Those are the 8 competitors tonight. Now let's go over the competitions. So up first, it is the JCB Speed and Skill Challenge. Basically what this is the trucks will go head to head as if it was a race with each other, and they will try to turn the fastest, they will try to complete 3 laps around the track in the fastest amount of time. Whoever has the faster amount of time moves on to the next round. Now here's another important rule. Whatever lane the first driver chooses, the other driver must choose the opposite lane. So for an example, if Soldier Fortune was going head to head with Stone Crusher, and Soldier Fortune chooses the lane she's in now, Stone Crusher has to choose a different lane. She cannot be in the same lane as the competitor. And give me just a sec. All right. Then next up, after the JCB Speed and Skill Challenge, or the Speed Challenge, not Speed and Skill, it is the Great Clips Skills Challenge. So drivers will receive 2 attempts to perform 2-wheel skills or 1 donut. So 2-wheel skills, examples of those could be bicycles, where a truck turns it up onto either the right side or left side tires. It can be a slap wheelie, where a driver hits a jump, the front 2 tires slap on the ground, and then it goes into a wheelie. They can attempt a stoppie, which is where they balance the truck on their front 2 tires. They could do just a normal wheelie, where they balance it on the back 2 tires. And they can do like moonwalks and stuff like that. So like it's where if they go like a long distance in the wheelie or stoppie. Or they could do 1 donut, but they must do the donut for 20 seconds without rolling over. And during all onto its side, it is not allowed to save it. That is their turn. So during the speed challenge, if a truck rolls over before they complete the 3 laps, then the other truck, regardless if they have already went or not, automatically advances into round 2. And then we go from there. Then our last competition is everyone's favorite, BKT Monster Jam Freestyle. Each competitor will receive 2 minutes to show off their biggest wow moments. That could be any of the 2-wheel skills we mentioned. That could be donuts, backflips, big air, moonwalks, all that good stuff. Corkscrews, which you're probably not going to see too many of those in these arenas. All that stuff for you fans to decide. And for our skills and freestyle competitions, you'll utilize judgeszone.com, which is, don't actually go to the actual website, but everybody in this stadium will utilize that. Your code is UT for Utah. So UT for Utah. And then basically after the skills challenge, regardless if they do the 2-wheel skills or donut, you'll give the truck a score that you think is fair, and it's the same for freestyle. Now during freestyle, if a truck gets onto its side, the drivers can attempt to save the truck to continue their freestyle. If they completely turtle the truck, their run's over. And it's important to know that if a truck makes contact with the wall in any of our competitions, which is the stuff you see the great clips and all the sponsors on, if the truck makes contact with that, that is it for that truck. That truck will receive a penalty and their thing will be over. So for example, if Soldier Fortune hits the wall, she's done, and the win would go to her competitor. Now let's get into the containers. Do not count. You can make contact with the containers that are in here, but you cannot make contact with that wall. Now let's go into round 1 of the Speed and Skill Challenge and get this underway. So we got Soldier Fortune Black Ops taking on Ice Cream Man, Monster Mutt taking on Avenger. How about the Kohler family members taking on each other? El Toro Loco versus Stone Crusher. And finally, last but not least, Jurassic Attack versus Gravedigger. So let's get this underway. And they may start. Remember, it's 3 laps. So this is lap 2 of 3. Got into a bicycle there. Now, if you make contact with any of the jumps, as this is the final lap, or those 2 circle things you see before the jumps there, that is a penalty. You cannot make contact with any lines that are near the jumps. After it is fine, but that's it for Soldier Fortune Black Ops, and the score is a 37, or the time is a 37.17, so she did that in 37 seconds. Ice Cream Man has to get a faster time than that to move on to the next round. If Ice Cream Man goes out there and turns a 37.16, well, obviously it's his. So let's get that next truck immediately. Now, we are just doing this in a free ride so that way we can do all the competitions with the trucks that are actually going to be at the event, because then if we do actual racing 2-wheel and freestyle, the actual trucks, there will be different trucks at the show. So it's just easier if we just do this in free ride with the trucks we select. Alright, so up next we got Ice Cream Man. Now remember, she chose this lane over here, so he has to go all the way around the track to the other lane. And he has to beat a 37.17. He can start now. Remember, no truck can roll over. That's one lap. We saw Soldier Fortune Black Ops get over onto a bicycle. Ice Cream Man is wobbling a little bit as this is the final lap. And Ice Cream Man comes to a stop. His time coming up. Is it enough to beat Soldier Fortune Black Ops? It is. Ice Cream Man turns a 35.38. So currently leads the speed challenge. Alright, up next, we got Monster Mutt, Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt versus his dad, Jim Kohler and Avenger. Looks like he's going to take the lane that Ice Cream Man had to choose, so Jim will have to take the other one, and he may start. We have the second and final show for this tomorrow night. Oh no! It is an automatic advance for Jim Kohler into round 2. As that's going to be a DNF for Monster Mutt. Unfortunate. So Avenger does not even have to go on the track. He gets the automatic advance. Now, the people watching this live, pay close attention, because after we get this speed challenge done, when we get into our two-wheel skills, or obviously they can elect to do a donut, and our freestyle, it's also going to be up to you guys to decide the fate of these 8 trucks out here tonight. So very unfortunate for Monster Mutt. Now, let's tell you about a little rule why we're getting the next truck out here. So Monster Jam has a rule that states that if a truck rolls over, they must do a safety inspection on the truck to make sure it is all good, you know, nothing major is damaged on the truck, and that it will be ready. Now, since Monster Mutt rolled over, El Toro Loco can elect any lane he chooses, and he's going to choose the lane that Chris took. Blowing the steam, and he may start. It's Fernando Martinez. Now, there is no rule against crossing that line there that you've seen him cross, as this is lap 2. Oh! And that's another truck. He's completely over. Both Monster Mutt and Avenger DNF, sending their opponents to the final round. And El Toro Loco's opponent was Stone Crusher, so Jamie Sullivan getting the automatic advance. Into round number 2. And just one matchup remains, as it should not have taken this long to get to it, but it did. Jurassic Attack versus Gravedigger. Alright, so you see that trucks that choose that opposite lane appear to be having trouble, except for Ice Cream Man. So Jurassic's going to elect to take this lane and send Gravedigger to that other lane, and he may go. Now again, there's no rule against him crossing over that line. He just can't touch any of the lines on the jump or those little circle things there, and he can't touch the wall. And If he flips it back onto all four tires, never mind, they're going to shut him off. And for the third straight matchup, a truck goes over, and that will send Gravedigger to round number 2. Alright, so give us a sec to log the finishing orders of the trucks after round 1. The trucks that did not win and move on, and the trucks that DNF'd. The trucks that moved on will not be put into a finishing position yet. And Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Okay. So now give us a sec to put in the round 2 matchups. And then we will get rolling. Now, it is important to note that this is the round 2 and semifinals here. So therefore, this determines who goes head-to-head with each other in the finals for the win in the speed challenge. Who's going to be the fastest truck out there tonight? Drop predictions in the comments below of who you guys think is going to be the fastest truck out there tonight. Okay, so it is Roy Pridgeon in Ice Cream Man going up against Jim Kohler in Avenger. Unfortunate ending in those last 3 matchups. Only one matchup was successfully completed without any of the trucks going over. And in the last 3 races, the first truck out rolled over, sending their competitor to the next round. Now, I would imagine Roy is probably going to choose that lane he took the first time, but you got to be thinking to yourself that it must be cursed if every truck that has chosen it went over on its side. Anyways, he can start. So all he's got to do is do what he did, as this is lap 2. Do what he did in that first round. Final lap. Can't get a 5-second penalty added to your time. Roy's going to complete it again, so he becomes the first truck since himself to complete a lap. And we will have to see if a 31.91 is enough to go to the final round. As Jim Kohler will now get to go on the track after watching his son roll over and give him the spot in this round. Now he has to choose this lane to the right here. And he can go ahead and start. So a clean lap 1 heading into 2 here. it back around for the final lap. And Jim also completes his lap. Is it enough to defeat Ice Cream Man? Remember, it's a 31.91, and for Avenger, it is a 32.71, so that is slower than Ice Cream Man. Roy Pridgeon and Ice Cream Man moving on to the final, and we still got one more matchup to go here in this semifinal round, folks. The thing about these arena events with less trucks, they don't take long to complete at all. It is Stone Crusher versus Gravedigger. Now, remember, Avenger received a spot into this round here, the semifinals, because he was competing against his son, Chris Kohler, but Chris Kohler rolled over. And by the way, all the trucks that rolled over in the first round are good according to Monster Jam, so that is some good news for them. Alright, Jamie Sullivan getting her first taste at the track. Remember, El Toro Loco rolled it over in round one. And she was unable to go on the track, but here's Jamie Sullivan. She can start now. Oh, that's going to be a 5-second penalty at the end of her run as she completes lap one. Final lap. And it's going to be a 46.95 for Stone Crusher. Unless Gravedigger rolls over or has other issues, I just don't know if she's going to be able to get to the final round. And that's the unfortunate thing about not being able to go out in the first round. You know, she could have found out that her truck wasn't that fast in the first round and made some changes to it. Oh yeah, Gravedigger has to go over here. I actually just realized she went farther than she had to go. But it wouldn't matter anyway because of the penalty. Gravedigger can go. It's Adam Anderson. Who's going to the final round? Will it be Stone Crusher or Gravedigger? We already know Ice Cream Man's in. Lap 2. This is lap 3. We saw Gravedigger up on 2 wheels there. He just has to make it around to the start-finish line. And does. And it's a 46.95 that Gravedigger has to beat. And his time is a 33.70. So he's moving on to go up against Ice Cream Man in the final round. Who's going to get the first 8 points of the night? Only one way to find out. But first, we got to log in the 2 losers from that race round in their finishing position. Alright. It's time for the final round of the Speed Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And it is Ice Cream Man versus Gravedigger. And up first, Ice Cream Man. Now, I imagine he's going to choose his favorite lane, and he is. He's continuing to drive. And he's going to stop there. Is this the lane that can get him the win? Only one way to find out. He can start now. Lap number 2. Just a couple more times around. Final lap. Can't afford a penalty here. Gotta make sure you turn these corners clean. He does. And they're gonna get him with a 31.76. And now they're going to send Gravedigger back out there. Who's going to finish second? Who's going to finish first? One truck remains. Whoops. One truck remains to decide that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start this final truck, I want to know in the comments below, who's going to win the Speed Challenge? Is it going to be Ice Cream Man? Or is it going to be Gravedigger? I'll give you a few seconds to make your predictions down in the comments below. And if no one does, then we will just go ahead and start. Alright, so we do have a prediction. Alright, we got Gravedigger is the prediction. We will have to see. He needs to beat a 31.76. All he needs is a 31.75. He can start now. Remember, he has to survive the 3 laps, though. If he rolls over, Ice Cream Man wins it. Lap number 2. Just has to make it around a couple more times. Is it going to be fast enough, though? Final lap this time. Can't get a penalty. Remember, this is the critical part. This is for the first 8 points towards the overall event championship. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Make a prediction below now. I know the exact time, but do you think Gravedigger beat Ice Cream Man, or do you think that Ice Cream Man won? Do you think it was too slow, or was it enough to beat Ice Cream Man? I'm going to go ahead and put the results into my Google slideshow for the round and give you guys time to decide if Gravedigger beat the time or not. What's up, man? Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Just gotta put in a couple more trucks. Do you think Gravedigger beat it? Well, with a 31, remember the score to beat is a 31.76, and with a 31.76, 1.26. Gravedigger wins the speed challenge. They don't say he's bad to the bone for no reason. Gravedigger is your speed challenge winner. Alright, now coming up next is our skills challenge. Remember, the trucks will get 2 attempts to do any type of 2-wheel skills, or they can do 1 donut, which the donut must be 20 seconds. So this is where you fans are going to come into play. What you're going to get to see, or what you're going to get a chance to do, is after all 8 trucks do their attempts or whatever they're going to do, you get to score the truck. In these next 2 competitions, you get to score the trucks after their runs. They will receive a score from me and a score from you. We will add the score from each of us together, and that is what they will receive. So since Gravedigger won the speed challenge, he gets to go last. So we're gonna go backwards in the order of the finish for the speed challenge. So since Jurassic Attack finished last, he's going to kick us off for the skills challenge. So pay attention to the 2-wheel skills or the donut. And that is what you're going to decide on your score. So he's eyeing his first hit here. Looks like he's going to drive up this little ramp. There it is, a sky wheelie. Oh, he's completely turtled the truck. And almost into a stoppie and save. That's going to do it for Jurassic Attack. So drop your scores in the comments below. $3.167 for you. I don't know if anybody else commented. I'm going to give him a 1. So that's going to be equal to a 4.167 for Jurassic Attack. Coming up next, it is the angriest bull you'll ever meet in the greatest show on dirt. Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco. Now you don't want to make the same mistake Jurassic Attack did. Get that 20-second timer started, just in case a truck decides to do, not started, but get it ready to go in case a truck decides they're going to do a donut. Oh, he's going to land all the way over into kind of a small bicycle, so that was hit number 1. So far, we're not off to a great start. skills competition. There's a nice sky wheelie. And that is it for Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco. Go ahead and give him a score. Alright, so a 4.482 after I gave him a 1 again because he had a nice run, but that first hit I believe could have went so much better. So give him a 1 again, but he still has beat the score. The score to beat was a 4.167. It's going to be a 5.482. So El Toro Loco leads the competition currently. Up next, Chris Kohler didn't have a great speed challenge. He's looking to get redemption here in the skills challenge. Here he comes in Monster Mode. We have yet to see 2 successful hits. And them tires into a big sky wheelie there. And look at that! And that's it for Chris Kohler. That's probably got to be the best run we have seen all competition so far. Go ahead and score. .152 from the fans and a 4 from the judge, because I want to be fair. You can't give everybody a 10, so I'm giving them at least an average score. So the score to beat is a 5.482 by Monster Mutt, and with a 1 sec. It's going to be an 11.152. So your new leader is Monster Mutt. Yes, you can go higher than 10 in a score. It's just the judge, or the judge cannot give more than a 10. So if I gave him a 10, so either or is what I'm saying is either or can't go higher than a 10. So for an example, a fan can't give him a 10 and the judge can't give him a 10. Or not a 10. I meant higher than a 10. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So for an example, the fans can't give him an 11. I can't give him an 11. However, the scores can total out to 11. Soldier Fortune Black Ops, Caleb Blood is up next. That was probably the best run we've seen all night. She's going for the massive air and into a stoppie. Oh, she's gonna eyeball a bicycle here. And thankfully that was the end of her run anyway, because she went into the wall. And that would have ended her run if that was not the end of her run. So she will be given a safety inspection in the pits, because she went on to her side. But give it up for Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune Black Ops. In fact, we'll park her over here because she's got to go out to the pits. 4.327. Go ahead and give her a 4 for myself as well. So the score to beat is an 11.152. The score for her is an 8.327. So that's only good enough for second place. I liked the fact that she got the bicycle. As you're looking at the super glued to the action replay, she got the bicycle. In fact, went really far on that. Got the stoppie, but I just feel like Chris Kohler really threw down out there in that. Multiple saves back onto his tires and then into his other hit. So that's good enough for second, and we move on to our next competitor, Stone Crusher. So it's Jamie Sullivan. She had the slowest time in the speed challenge and ended up with a 5-second penalty for hitting the out of bounds line. She's looking to get her revenge for that. And she starts it with a sky wheelie. Into a one-wheel stoppie. Into a bicycle. These guys are really throwing down for you Monster Jam fans tonight. And she gets that into kind of a wheelie and bicycle. That's going to go over onto her side. Scores down now, but what a start to that. Put her truck on its side for you Monster Jam fans. Go ahead and score in the comments. Nice, Sebastian. Go ahead and score that run if you saw it. And to any fans that did see that, score that run. Otherwise, she only gets the judge's score. I'll give you guys 1 more minute. So when my timer says 9:49 p.m., that's it for the scoring. 3.169. Okay, so that is only going to be good enough for third place. That will be a 7.169. So Monster Mutt continues to lead. Yeah, I like this game too, Sebastian. The new one they dropped, I only don't like it because you can't do, there's no stadiums in the game. And you can't do, like, events like this. Like, I can't go into a free ride and have, like, Vendetta, Thunder Roars, Gravedigger, all that in a stadium. I don't like that. It's fun if you just like to do races with monster trucks, but it doesn't feel like a real monster truck game to me. I should be able to... I should be able to go out there and, like, do a freestyle in Indianapolis. You know, if I want to. I was really excited for the new game because I'm like, I'll finally be able to give the fans like the newer trucks and stuff like that during shows, and then surprise. That was that. Yeah, if you want to add me. There's my gamer tag. It's a picture of a police car. Yeah, add me too. And then we can play online sometime. Okay, so next truck. There's 3 trucks left in this. So, are you on PlayStation or Xbox, Sebastian? Wait, I went into the wrong. So 3 trucks left in this competition before we go into a brief intermission before everyone's favorite competition of them all. And it's Jim Kohler, an Avenger. You already know this guy's going to throw down. He's going to do what his son did right off the bat. Not going to get as good of a hit as his son did. Into that container. Remember, that is not out of bounds. Just the wall is into a skywheelie and kind of into a bicycle. That's it. His run's done. My score is in, so now it's just up to you, Monster Jam fans. With 2 trucks to go in the skills competition. Yes, sir. Hey Sebastian, score that run there. Any fans that saw that, put scores down. We're gonna total all the scores get totaled together. Unless if you wait until Monster Jam Freestyle. That's when it would really be nice to get more than a couple scores in. So we do have the second show for this event tomorrow night around 8 p.m. right here on FoxTube TV. So we have this show tonight and then one tomorrow. And then next Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first stadium Monster Jam event. We kick things off in Indianapolis. And since no one else put a score, it's only going to be the judges' score. And unfortunately, that's only going to be worth a 4. I mean, I was hoping that a fan would have put a comment in there, or a score in there. You know, because I feel like it was worth more than a 4, but I knew it at the same time it wasn't the best. It wasn't as good as what his son did out there on the track, so very unfortunate for Jim Kohler there. 2 trucks remain. The runner-up in the speed challenge, Ice Cream Man, Roy Pridgeon. I have them all unlocked in this game, Sebastian. Roy Pridgeon had a good run in the final, all the way to the final round of racing, finished runner-up. And he's going to be the first to attempt a donut. He must last for 20 seconds without rolling over. You are allowed to keep the truck from rolling over. But if it falls onto its side like it just did with 9 seconds to go, yeah, we all can. With the 9 seconds to go in the donut, he flips his truck on its side. Go ahead and score Roy Pridgeon's donut. He was the only truck so far to attempt a donut and unfortunately put it on its side. He too will be given a safety inspection, even though that wasn't that major of a rollover. And if you get a safety inspection, if you have to get a safety inspection done, unless if it's during freestyle, why don't we just make it a rule that you must drive your truck over here. Now, he's probably not going to be taking the lead off of that. But it will still be a good score. And you fans will have 60 seconds. So when my timer says, or when my watch says 9:56, that is when scoring closes for that. So you guys got 60 seconds to score that. And we're going to get Gravedigger because he's the last truck in the competition. Yep, I am. Unless if you make me not nice, then I'm not. But I feel like everybody's like that. They're nice until you make them not nice. Still got plenty of time to lock in those scores for Ice Cream Man. He's hoping he doesn't suffer the same fate as Jim Kohler and only get the judge's score. And time is up. So here we go. Gravedigger starting off with a sky wheelie into a stoppie and a little walk there. He hits the container, but remember, that's perfectly legal. Unless if he hits that wall. And a backflip. A backflip, big air, and a sky wheelie. I don't know. That might be able to take the lead there. But it's up to you guys to decide also. And I said 60 seconds. So from the end of each run, Sebastian and everybody, you get 60 seconds, which is 1 minute, to decide the score of a run. So like it's 9:57 right now. You have until it says 9:58 to score. Otherwise, they only get the judge's score, which I already give them a score because I'm like the judge. I appreciate that. Make sure you turn on the notifications too. I'm the main judge, so I judge the run, but you guys also get to judge the run. Kind of like real life, if you go to an event, you get to judge the run also. So my score adds onto the score you give them. So if you give them like a 3.699 and I give them a 5, then you just add that together and it's an 8.699. I'll give you guys 1 more minute to get those scores in. So until 9:59, and then we got to get things set up for freestyle. Yeah, that'd be perfect. I am putting the results into... I'm starting to put the results into the Google Slides, and time is up for fan scoring, so he only gets the judge's score. We will let you know who the winner is after I get this stuff in. And if you guys happen to be typing and you run out of time, you can still send it. As long as it pops up within a few seconds after I close voting, I'll still count it. If it does not pop up within a few seconds after, then it doesn't count. So it's best to get that score in within those 60 seconds you have at the end of the run. Alright, why don't you guys vote on who you think should go first for freestyle? So we got Monster Mutt, Gravedigger, Soldier Fortune, Black Ops, Stone Crusher, Ice Cream Man, El Toro Loco, Jurassic Attack, and Avenger. Which one do you guys think should go first for Monster Jam freestyle? Also, we have decided a winner for the skills challenge. And his name is Chris Kohler in Monster Butt. Gravedigger should go first. Okay, okay. So we got to vote for Gravedigger. I'll give the other guys a shot. To vote on other trucks. The truck that has the most votes will be going first. The truck with the second most votes will go second. Get that fixed for Chris there. And because he won, because Chris Kohler won the skills challenge, he actually does get to go last for freestyle. So he does not have to go first. Alright. Now I am keeping track of the scores for each, or for the points for each competition wherever they finish. So for example, Chris Kohler gets 8 points for this competition. Gravedigger got 8 points for the first competition. That will determine the overall event champion. And we are in a short intermission, so that way I can get some things ready. And then Gravedigger will be the first truck for Monster Jam Freestyle. Not something you see every day, but it will be fun watching Adam Anderson tear the track up. Out of those 8 trucks, who do you think is going to win freestyle? Will Gravedigger go out there and put on a show and hang on to it for the entire thing? Or will somebody else win? Alright, so before we get started with our first truck in freestyle, let's go over the rules of freestyle. It's Mason. But, so let's go over the rules of freestyle. So, of course, it's 2 minutes to show off the best skills you've got. That was the skills challenge we just ran. So, like, you want to add the stuff from that into this. You're going to want that wow factor. So, you're going to want to do donuts, stoppies. Thanks. Bicycles, you know, massive jumps, potentially backflips, front flips, corkscrews. You might not see too many of that stuff here in the arena, but it's going to be about the wow factor. So when you fans vote, it's important that you pay attention to that stuff when scoring, because we want to make sure we are giving out realistic scores for each truck. And another thing that I ask is that you don't score for the name of the truck. So for an example, if Gravedigger goes out there and rolls over like 10 seconds into his run, he wouldn't, or well, we'll say he rolls over like with 30 seconds left in his run and doesn't really do anything, and you give him a 10 just because he's Gravedigger, that's an example of voting for just the name of the truck. So when you watch this freestyle, or any competition in any of our shows that involves you guys scoring also, make sure we are scoring equally and fairly. If Monster Mutt goes out there and throws it absolutely down, make sure we're fair. Alright, so here's some more rules, and then we'll go ahead and start. So the rules are the truck must fill 30 seconds of their time to receive a score. If the truck rolls over before 30 seconds is off the clock, it is not scored, and the next truck moves on. They must fill 60 seconds of their run to get the full score, otherwise it's a 1-point penalty. So if somebody gives him a 4.367 and I give him a 4, and that turns into an 8.367, he would be deducted a point, so that would be a 7.367. And then one more rule before we go ahead and start. You see the walls around the track, or the arena? If the truck touches those walls at all, regardless if they're on their wheels or not, the run is over. That is out of bounds. There are containers on the track. The truck can make contact with those and continue, just not the wall. And if a truck completely is turtled, the run is over. If the truck gets on its side, they are allowed to save it in this competition. Alright, so as soon as he hits his first jump, his time starts, and we will kick off freestyle. And into trouble already, into a slap wheelie back on all 4 BKT tires. We won't start the timer yet. Now it starts. And a backflip already. Gravedigger going out here throwing down for you fans already. Into a one-wheel stoppie back onto all 4 BKT tires. He can continue with his freestyle. Nice bicycle there. Gotta make sure you stay out of that wall, though. That was pretty close. And sky wheelie there. Into one wheel, down the jump, and into a slap wheelie. Gonna hit this from the side. Kind of get a corkscrew going there. Into a wheelie. And he's gonna ride that for a minute. Hit a couple of the jumps. He is eligible for a score. He's filled 30 seconds and 60 seconds of his time. He's just gotta keep things clean. Look at that. Uh-oh. And into a save. 30 seconds left in the run. Still has yet to hit that jump, and he's going to. Into a bicycle. Into all the way over. And what is that? Gravedigger throwing down for you Monster Jam fans as he kicks off our freestyle competition, and that's gonna do it with 4 seconds left in his run. He ends up on his roof, and that is going to end his competition. So 60 seconds for you all to score. So remember, the score I give him is added to any scores of the fans. You have until 10:11 to score that run. Okay. Voting is closed, and it's gonna be a 6 for Gravedigger. So the dirt crew's gonna roll him back over. What a show from Gravedigger to kick off freestyle. Coming up next will be Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Clock starts on her first jump, and it starts now as she goes for that big air into a sky wheelie, into a stoppie. Gotta keep it out of that wall, and does. Into another stoppie, and into a bicycle. She's in the wall. That's it. Her run is over, and she will not receive a score as she did not fill 30 seconds of her time. Unfortunate ending to Caleb Blood's run. She's going to do some donuts for you Monster Jam fans. Try to make it up for you guys. None of that counts. That was just for you fans. Unfortunate ending to her run tonight. So we will not be scoring that because she did not fill 30 seconds of her time. Coming up next, though, we got Jim Kohler in Avenger. And he has hit his first jump. And it's just like Gravedigger started off with. So it is possible to do backflips as long as it's done off of the jump. He is eligible for a score. And officially eligible to receive the entire score. And look at that. Gonna go for some more big air there off that big air jump. 18 seconds left. So far, no truck has been able to fill their time. Gravedigger went over with 4 seconds left in his run. Soldier Fortune didn't even only made it to 1:37 left in her run. And he's gonna make it to 3 seconds. So that one is eligible for a score. From you Monster Jam fans. You got till 10:17. While you guys are thinking about the score to that one, up next we got Roy Pridgeton and Ice Cream Man. Okay, so it's only going to be a 7 for Avenger. He does take the lead. Oh, Monster Jam has told him to stop. They have started the clock on accident before he hit his first jump. So he gets a clock reset. And this time the jump will be official. Into the wall. And that's gonna do it. That won't be a score for him either. He probably wishes that they would have just let him continue. But instead, he hits the wall off of his first official jump and will not receive a score because he did not fill 30 seconds of his time. Up next, we got Jamie Sullivan in Stone Crusher. She's had a solid night. She's got 5 points in the speed and 5 points in the skills challenge. Looking for a little more as she hits her first jump. Clock starts, and she's going to start into some trouble already. So she's going to flip that truck back over, and she's going to go for that same jump again from the other side. Flip the truck back around, hit that jump from the side. Just to fill 3 more seconds to become eligible for a score. She's going to be eligible for a score. Big air there. Into a sky wheelie. And some flips into a corkscrew almost. Fans aren't impressed so far. And there's what she needed. There's some wow factor. And into the wall. And all the way over. With 47 seconds to go. Go ahead and score that run, fans. Got till my clock says 10:20. 3 trucks to go, or 10:21 I meant. 3 trucks to go in tonight's show in Monster Jam Freestyle. Avengers holding on to it so far. We've had a couple trucks not receive a score because they didn't fill enough of their time. that does not count right there. So the out of bounds rule only exists when they are actively on the clock. That it will not exist there, and since nobody gave a score, it's just going to be a 4 for Stone Crusher. Unfortunate for Jamie. And meanwhile, we got Jurassic Attack on his first hit. Got him into trouble. Some big air. Trying to save that truck, and gets it back onto all 4 BKT tires. He can continue with his freestyle. Power out into some big air, all the way back over. There's some big air into a backflip. And into the wall. And Monster Jam judges have said there was a minute 31 left on the clock in his run. So therefore, he is not going to receive a score for that either. That is 3 trucks that went into the wall and will not receive a score. 2 trucks remain in everyone's favorite competition, Monster Jam Freestyle. Who is going to win? Up next, it's the Angriest Bull. You see him driving around the track, blowing that steam. And into his first jump. What a start for El Toro Loco. Gonna power out of it. Go into a slap wheelie. Gotta keep it out of that wall. And you gotta fill enough for your time to receive a score. It was a barrel roll into a roll. And that is going to be it for him. That is unfortunate. Now, because he did not fill 60 seconds of his run, he will receive a 1-point deduction, but go ahead and score that run, ladies and gentlemen. Not a single one of these trucks has been able to fill their time tonight. You got till it says 10:25 to score that last run. This is our last competitor, Chris Kohler in Monster Mutt. Will he fill the time? After tonight's competition, the crews will be up all night fixing these Monster Jam trucks for tomorrow's show, while the dirt crew will be up all night working inside. They're going to completely change the track layout for tomorrow night's show. After the trucks are all fixed up and stuff, they will be given a practice to learn how the track works. And since you guys did not score El Toro Loco, he only receives the judge's score. After a 1-point deduction, he receives an 8, so he is currently your new leader in freestyle. With 1 truck to go, and it is this truck you're seeing, Chris Kohler, Monster Mutt, hits his first jump, and here we go. Oh, gotta keep it out the wall, and does. Even cut it close there. Will it be enough to beat Fernando Martinez's barrel roll and roll That is something we have not seen. We also haven't seen double backflips. But none of that's going to matter if he hits that wall. He will receive a score, but it will be a 1-point deduction. Oh! Into the wall with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in his run. That's going to do it. It will be a 1-point deduction. Whatever you give him, only due to the fact that he did not fill 60 seconds of his time. And while you guys are deciding on a score, I'm going to get the points logged up, get everything into the slides so we can go over the overall event champion. Alright, I did not see a score. So, after the deduction, it's going to be a 5. And that means we have decided a freestyle winner. Just give us a sec to log all this. We'll get you the freestyle winner and the overall event champion here in just a minute. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, totaling up all the points so we know who wins the overall event championship. Good news is there's only 8 trucks in this event and not 12. Okay, we have a freestyle winner and overall winner. Or, yeah, freestyle and overall. A lot of the guys tied with each other, and if the trucks are tied with scores, we go based off of the truck that had the better freestyle. All right. So your freestyle winner will be El Toro Loco. El Toro Loco wins freestyle. More than likely what won him that was that barrel roll and roll he had. And with an 8 in racing, or speed, a 7 in skills, and a 6 in freestyle, your overall event champion is Gravedigger. It totaled out to 21 points for Gravedigger. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so let's do a event recap. Gravedigger wins racing, or the speed challenge, beating Ice Cream Man. Monster Mutt wins the skills challenge. El Toro Loco wins freestyle, and Gravedigger wins the overall event championship. Just a reminder, the track layout will be different tomorrow for tomorrow night's final event here. So it will not be the same track layout. And with all of that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we urge everyone to please drive home safely. And we thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you for everyone watching at home. We wish you a happy and safe evening. Good night from Salt Lake City. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.